Welcome to the gun show. It's arms today. We're going to be hitting biceps and triceps. I have no idea in what order, what fashion, what exercises we're going to do. There's a lot of people here today. So sometimes you'll come with a plan and that plan goes out of the window. I have an idea of the certain exercises that I like to do. Like I usually like to start with either a machine or dumbbells to begin with for biceps, because I find that better warms up the connective tissue and the joints without putting my arms in a restricted position, such as like a barbell or an easy bar curl where I generally go a little bit heavier. So I'll start with a little bit of volume, exercise that gives me a free range of motion, get my mind and muscle into the exercise, and then kind of take it from there. And dependent on what exercise, what equipment is available, is dependent on if we start with triceps or if we start with biceps. I would suggest that if your biceps are weaker, then you'd start with biceps, or if your triceps are weaker, you'd start with triceps. But occasionally, what I like to do is superset back to back. I'll go from one tricep exercise straight to bicep, straight to triceps. And sometimes I'll go from triceps straight to biceps, superset back and forth. So it's called antagonistic supersets. So we may even do that. You're gonna have to follow along with myself and Sunshine, who's gonna be training with me, to find out. So about 40 minutes ago, I took my pre-cage, so that's definitely kicked in because I did wake up a little bit tired this morning, had a bit of a groggy night's sleep. So now I've got my in-cage hooked up. And now this is the time that I like to kind of take my Ferrodrox. If I'm training first thing in the morning, I take 2 of these Ferrodrox before my workout. Obviously, the more regulated your natural testosterone levels are within healthy ranges, the better you're going to feel. The more vibrant, the more active, the more mentally focused, the stronger, better endurance. So I would suggest that you bang a couple of these bad boys back right now as well. If you're a female, just the one. Would you like one?
Yeah.
There you go.
Do it.
I'm like the supplement baron of the gym.
Whoa.
Cheers. All right, get it going on. All right, what I'll generally do is go back and forth for a few sets of just warming up. No working sets to begin with, just to get the synovial fluid into the joints, blood into the muscle, and getting the mind-muscle connection into the head. So even though that we've taken pre-caged, you still have to work with a supplement. A supplement isn't going to be a magic potion. You have to promote that blood flow in order for your citrulline to help with the vasodilation, in order to help with your carnosine to buffer obviously lactic acid, and to get the caffeine, the pure organic caffeine and tyrosine and taurine into the brain to get focused and get into the workout. So give yourself a few sets first to really channel your that connection and that focus and that mindset and that mental intensity into the workout before you start. Make sense? Glad you're all nodding in agreement. All right, fucking have it. So especially when I'm doing curls, I'm always trying to keep my wrists supported because I've broken them both, so I'll always make sure that I've got wrist supports on, keep them straight. Same if you're benching, try not to have your wrist back, and same when you're doing dips. Make sure you try to keep them as straight and supported as well. It'll direct the stress through your triceps that much easier. Oh, I've lost a bit of weight. I can't put this down myself now with my body weight. Repetitions that I'm doing here, I'm choosing to go a little bit higher volume on triceps, so I'm doing at least 20 repetitions there. I'm going lower volume on biceps. I'm doing around 10 to 12 repetitions here. When I go on to the next exercise, you'll notice that I'm going to swap that around. I'll go lower volume on triceps and higher volume on biceps, just to ensure that I tap into every muscle fiber, type 1, type 2A, type 2B, and leave no stone unturned. But I love the way how he will really work him in different ways they've never worked before. You can see that. So what we're going to do now is another antagonistic superset, this time starting with biceps. Volume's going to go a little bit higher this time, around 20 repetitions for biceps. We're going to be well, I'd say not seated, squatting in a squatting position with the backs of the arms on the inside of the legs, kind of like a preacher curl. I don't want to use too much body momentum or core stability or action in this exercise, hence why I'm squatting, to really isolate that bicep. I want to get that mind-muscle connection. Then once I head on over to the tricep extension here, I'm going to do it with a rope. I'm going to have my arms overhead to ensure that I get the rear head of the triceps, and I'm going to be kneeling down. Again, I don't want to use too much momentum from my upper body, which will automatically come in as a survival mechanism just to get through the exercise. So you're going to be kneeling down here, making sure that you extend those ropes at the end. When you cannot physically do anymore, try ramming those hands together, the ends of the ropes, and just pushing out a few more, just to find another failure point. Wow, this is slow. Ready to shoot your next one. All right, last exercise is going to be lying tricep extensions. I got an easy bar here, and then I'm gonna strip off a bit of weight and immediately go into easy bar curls. I'm not gonna be going too heavy on the triceps on this exercise. My elbows feel a little bit dry when I just try doing a warm-up set, which tells me I'm gonna instinctively listen to my body and go higher repetitions, shorter rest period. I put the elbow sleeves on because it was feeling a little bit dry, a little bit unstable, even though I've done plenty of warm-up exercises here. There's just some exercises that put a little bit more strain onto your joints, especially as you get a little bit long in the tooth like me, and you have to just be careful if you want a bit of longevity and continue to grow and shape and evolve these muscles. Hopefully your brain is going to evolve as well to think of these things. Oh, I hit the spot. All right, and that is it. That's all she wrote. Biceps and triceps done. Oh, a bit of a head rush there. Try that antagonistic superset workout next time you hit arms, and let me know what you think by commenting below. And if you want more videos like this, like, comment, and subscribe.